Hey folks, JD here, and today we're out with the Wing God. Now this one separated people more than I've seen with any other quadcopter in the recent months. This is made by Eachine and it is a beginner quadcopter, right? But some people didn't like the name, some people didn't like the quad, some people didn't like how it flew, some other people did. Some people, it really divided a lot of people. Some people thought the video was okay, some people didn't think the video was okay. It really divided people. Quite honestly, I think it's a great beginner quad. I really do. I think it's a very nice beginner quad, but I think it's incorrectly priced. Now, for the 3 battery version of this, it comes in at 100 and do you know what? One day I'll learn how to speak. £111, which for what it is very expensive, no doubt. I would have preferred, as I said in the original videos, which you can find in the description, folks. So if you haven't seen the videos and you want to, you will find them in the description. Then what I would have expected to have seen is I would have expected this to have been around about the £85 mark with the 3 batteries. That feels right to me. That really does. That feels right to me. Now, what I am experiencing with this quad is I am experiencing that it flies very, very well. It relays my controls very well. But again, it's that price point that just, you know, it just isn't right. Just isn't right. It's just very expensive for what it is. When you consider, if you add a couple more quid to it, you can get yourself the SJRC F11. Yes, I'm still going on about that quad. I still love it. So yeah, I think for me, it very much is. This is a quad that sits at a price point which is rather too high. But still, it flies really, really nicely. I mean, you can't take that away from it. It flies so very, very nicely indeed. It's actually a little bit unbelievable, really. And it has very, very nice distance on it. I mean, when I was flying it in the original videos, then I was hitting, I think I hit, what did I hit with it? I think it was about 200 meters distance, or 175 or 200, and I thought that was brilliant. I was really happy with how that reacted. I'm just trying to move the gimbal a little bit there with the sticky button that I've got. But yeah, I thought it reacted really, really well. I thought it worked really, really well. And let me just, I got to lower this. That's the one downside of this, is that on my particular version, I've got a sticky roller wheel for the gimbal, or not for the gimbal, for the lens rather, for the camera lens, and it's a bit of a nightmare to move. There we go. If I lift it up a little bit, oh, too high. That should be okay when I pitch forward. Yeah, there we are. That's fine. So yeah, and another downside of this is battery life. In a time where we are seeing quadcopters giving us 20 minutes plus, this gives us 14 minutes on paper. In reality, from what I've come to see with the myriad of flights I've done, I'm still seeing 10 minutes. I think I've upped it to 11 in fact, but that's it. That's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing any more. I've just gained half a minute or a minute to take it to 11, and that is quite literally all I am seeing. I need this battery life to be better, you see, for the price. Now, if this had a 20-minute battery life and you were guaranteed that 20-minute with the batteries, and if it still had the same issues, then I wouldn't say as much, because I'd be thinking, well, you know what, you're getting a long battery life, it really is great. I mean, with the 3 batteries going on 10 minutes, then you're getting half an hour. But if you had 20 minutes each, then you'd be getting an hour. You know, that's a hell of a difference if the battery life was 20 minutes, if it was better. I mean, there's no real excuse. I know it is a small form factor quad. It's a thin form factor quad as well. But the battery that they've got inside it is pretty powerful for what it is. I mean, I believe, if memory serves, I think it's an 1800 milliamp hour. So that in itself, you know, it's got the capacity there. It just needs to be better utilized. And needs to be able to carry the charge for longer. Maybe there are things that, you know, we wouldn't need to. Maybe we could have the option of turning off GPS, which I don't believe you can do. I have had a look, and there's no switch that I can see which turns off GPS anyway. But still, all the negative stuff aside, I still like it. I think it still flies great. I'll be honest, I think it does. And I did buy this one. I wasn't given this by Banggood. I had this on pre-order. I bought this myself. So that is from a buyer to a potential buyer in you watching this. I think it is good. I think it's a great beginner's quad, but that's as far as I will go with it. Obviously, there are downsides, as you've already heard me address. But yeah, it's just flies nice. You've got a nice amount of distance on it as well. I mean, that's great. You just don't want to be getting caught short with the battery, that's all. Because this battery, the battery meter, and it's easy to see as well. That's the great thing. The battery meter from when I've been flying this, and nothing's changed since the initial flight that you saw. The battery meter is full, and it may drop 1 bar, and then all of a sudden it'll shoot down, and you'll have LVC being activated. So, you know, you've got to watch that battery meter. Not that you can actually see much with it. It'll just start beeping, and you've got to get it back. But that's when return to home comes in handy, very handy. And yeah, that was quite accurate as well in the original flights. I found that to be pretty good. All in all though, it just sounds nice. It really does just sound nice. I mean, for a brushed quad, the motors aren't banging about as much as with some others. They're not very loud, still quite nice and quiet. Nice amount of speed from it as well. You've got a nice little telemetry screen that gives you a little bit of information. Doesn't give you a lot, but at least they have included one, which is always nice. That then gives you your height, your distance, your satellites, your transmission signal, as well as your battery in the transmitter and battery in the quadcopter. So you've got a lot on there. You know, you've got what you need to see, and you've got whether the quadcopter is in standard mode or headless. So again, these are things that you need to know when you're flying, and these are things that you get. So it's not trying to hide information from you. In fact, it's offering the information up, and I appreciate that no end. Yeah, I like it. I you know, as I say repeatedly, I like it. I think it's got some issues. Yes, it has. Things need to be addressed if there is going to be a Wing God 2. But at the same time, I mean, one of the issues again is just the name. It's, you know, it's not a god. That's the thing. But, you know, I think I might just be being a little bit too picky there. But yeah, I like it. I think for what it is, it's a great little beginner quad, and it's I think it's good. Yeah, very easy to fly, and those LEDs you can see quite far as well, up to about there in today's light, and that is a distance of 23 meters. So 23 meters away I can see the LEDs. Not much to shout about, but it's better than some, which I can't even see 5 meters away from me or 10 meters. So yeah, it does quite well. It does quite well. Now that battery is showing that I've got a little bit of, I lost a little bit of voltage, obviously. So I'm going to be careful, because it'll probably start to shoot down and start to beep ferociously at me quite shortly. I mean, as for the battery charge times, I think the battery charge times are all right. I think it's not too long. Over she goes. It's not too crazy. It's I think, if memory serves, it's about 2 hours. Oh, there we go. Harsh bit of braking, but the quad just puts up with it, no problem at all. There we are, low battery. So we've gone from 1 bar of battery being down to only 1 bar of battery being left. Oh, there we go. There we go. It is what it is. I like it though. I think it's a nice little quad for a beginner. I really do. I just wish there were some subtle things that they would change. But there we go. We'll see what happens further on down the line. All right, my friends. Well, that's it for me. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and ring that bell too. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.